we're going to talk about equal employment opportunity. The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. Anybody know when it was formed? No.
No.
A month after ECI was formed. So ECI was born in June of 1965. And the EEOC Commission was formed by Congress in July of 1965. So going on 59 years ago. It was formed to administer and enforce civil rights against the laws of discrimination in the workplace that were formed by the Civil Rights Act of 1964. So the 60s was a really big time in our country for establishing civil rights. The basic definition of it, of the EEO, is the idea that everyone's treated fairly when they're considered for different jobs, different terminations, promotions, compensation, and we look at their qualifications versus, the color of their skin or their beliefs. Next slide. ECI is committed to fostering and cultivating and preserving a culture of diversity, equity, and inclusion. And just like we do many different types of work, we're multidisciplined. We're also have many different types of people that make up our team. And I think that the differences in the people that we have gives us our strength, especially when we work as a team. Our code of conduct and our standards, they, just like we were just talking about promoting and keeping our code and our standards alive, they also provide an atmosphere that's professional and it's free from harassment. And it's also intended to be equitable to different people and beliefs. So I already told you the answer, but some of the questions that we ask here are going to be asked of us, especially on all of our state jobs that we have, they have federal funds in them. We sign up and we have an EEO program because we believe in it, but also it's a requirement that we support and maintain this program. And it's also a requirement that all of you that work here know about it. And we are audited by the civil rights people in the state of Vermont, and they'll come to our job and they'll ask that one of these questions is going to be to any of our employees, is ECI an equal opportunity employer? So what is the answer, Ed? I see you up there. I just gave it to you. Yes. So in our handbook, equal opportunity employment section, ECI is an equal opportunity employer. We will extend equal opportunity to all individuals without regard to race, color, religion, sex, pregnancy-related condition, gender identity, sexual orientation, national origin, citizenship, ancestry, place of birth, disability, age, genetic information, health coverage status, HIV status, military or veteran status, crime or victim status, or any other status protected under the applicable state laws or federal laws. So the reason I wanted to say all those things is because that gives you the essence of what we're talking about here. They keep adding every year, it seems, another item. But it's a lot of them, and it's basically almost anything that you can think of that you could discriminate against related to that type of stuff. And we promise and we sign up for this, and we actually sign documents on our contracts to say that we will make sure that we uphold and train you guys and follow the standard. So in the handbook, there are different sections. There's a section on page 7 for the EEO. There's also a discussion about diversity, equity, inclusion on that page. And on page 10, we actually talk about the non-discrimination and harassment prevention in the company. So do we have a written policy? Yes, we do. We have a written policy and it's up to date. It's available for everyone, either Gina or myself and others that have access to it readily can get it to you. I have a hard copy in my office, and it's up to date. That's what it looks like. I won't go into all the details in it, but if anybody that would like to view it, it's 5 pages, and it's available to anyone, and it just further discusses all the stuff that we just talked about. All right. We're also required to have an EEO officer. Scott Pigeon was the EEO officer for many years, and then he turned it over to me years back. And so I am the EEO officer, and I have certain responsibilities, and it's for effectively administrating and promoting an active EEO program and ensuring that our policies and procedures are disseminated by inclusion in written materials, postings in the public areas, and that we do have periodic meetings and trainings. I'm responsible to handle any complaints related to this policy, and also any issues regarding the laws and the regulations that come up. It also provides reasonable accommodations for employees that have disabilities. And we have a reasonable accommodation procedure to handle requests. Somebody needs something special for their job, like a grab handle on a truck to get in and out, or a special chair. I think we've gotten desks that rise up, and so that people can stand when they have some back issues. So we extend it maybe even a little bit further beyond what the actual requirements are, but we want our employees to be also healthy and able to do their jobs without distractions from simple things that could help accommodate a disability or a condition. Our policy discrimination complaint procedure and the required federal or state posters are on bulletin boards, and they're posted at our home office on the safety boards. You'll also see them on the poster boards on the state jobs that are posted at the job sites and the trailers. And the civil rights group is always looking to make sure that we have the right stuff posted on those poster boards, because probably a lot of you have been involved in that process trying to get a job started, and you're like, we got to get the poster board up because we're not in compliance. And that's like one of the initial things that everybody gets very concerned about, that we have that poster board up. But part of that is to post the EEO information. And that's kind of what it looks like. I think that's the most recent one, Matt, which it is. Yeah, Know Your Rights. So feel free to read it. It tells all about the program, and it's on all our posting down here at 98. That's going out the back door past Scott Burns' office. And I believe this is also posted up in the health and safety, Matt.
Yep.
And it's also these are also posted on every job site that has a poster board, and that should be every state project that we have. So the requirements for compliance is that all of our employees are made aware of this program, which is one of the intents of doing this every year. That we investigate all discrimination and complaints promptly and thoroughly, and we have done that. Health and safety has helped me in the past. We now have Gina, who's helped me one or two, and we also have used consultants in the past. And it is a big deal for us to make sure that everyone's getting treated properly. Any meetings that we have, we document. As we document any issue that we have that comes up, we review the program with supervisors, and I think, Matt, you have a part of the orientation that talks about this. Sometimes it's hard for people to retain all the stuff that we do in orientation, but we do talk about it in orientation as we're required to do. And every year, which has come up again right now, we are to review it with everyone in the company, and then we have to keep track of who and when. And that's one of the important things about how we track everyone that's on this meeting, is because this is one of those trainings that we have to reproduce a list. Every several years, the state of Vermont Civil Rights group will ask us, please let us know, give us the roster of your training, your most recent EEO training, and hopefully it's within a year. And so we have to reproduce the actual list of all the employees that were trained, and we have to give them evidence that we talked about this. So that's actually a requirement, one of the many requirements that we do, and that's why we're a lot of times asking for, who's at the meeting. It's for things like this. It's a compliance thing. It's a compliance, and we want to comply with it, but also we believe in it, and we want to treat people equally. So I don't know if you have anything to add on that, Ken, but we want to follow this program. We want to treat people equally.
Yes, I agree.